What's happening, everyone? This is Mark Bruce with Fit Strength Performance, and I'm going to talk about how you can increase your vertical in only 15 minutes. So I'm going to test my vertical cold, not lying. I've done no stretching. I haven't done anything. I've taught one class today. Right now when I'm filming this video, it's about 8 a.m. in the morning, and I'm going to test my vertical in true test, see how it feels, see what the number is, and I'll show you. So right here I have my Just Jump mat. I'll test it. So right there, 25.3 is the first one. So 25.5 was my best jump, and I'm cold. I've done nothing. So we're going to go through a routine that I do, and I put my athletes through, and we'll see if it improves my vertical. So stay tuned. All right, the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to foam roll. I usually don't foam roll a ton. I'll have my athletes foam roll for about, 2 to 3 minutes. I don't like to do it for too long because, again, it's going to desensitize or it's going to relax your muscles. And when we're training, we don't really want to be relaxed. But for me, I know my quads get real tight. I know I got some issues. And sometimes I have a little knee discomfort. So I always like to roll my VMO out, my quad. And usually that's it. Depending on how I feel, I may go a little bit longer. So I'm going to go both sides. And again, these are all things that you can do. I'm not going to use too many tools that's going to cause you to break the bank. I'm going to focus on things that you can get on your own and do before practice, a basketball game, a workout, whatever it might be. So I'm just going to focus on my quads. All right. I have some little devices that are going to help me, help my ankles. You can always, this is just a wedge from a guy named Gary Ward. Does a lot of good stuff with feet. I got bad ankles, and I know that, so this is where I had a question yesterday from an athlete, like what can I do? What should I do? Should I get a program online? I don't think anyone should buy a program online because that person doesn't know you. So I think you should hire someone. This isn't a sales pitch for me, but I think you should hire someone. If you're new to this game, if you want to figure out what your body needs, if you need some technical work. So here I'm just working on some ankle dorsiflexion and also trying to drive my foot into more pronation. So this little wedge is going to help put some weight on the inside. And here I'm just focusing on pushing that knee forward, trying to drive a little more mobility in that ankle. I like to push because the ankles are a big player in jumping, sprinting, cutting, just health. So if you have really stiff ankles, something is going to happen when you play a lot of basketball. It's inevitable. So I like to do that about 10 to 20 times. For you guys at home, you can honestly, you don't need anything fancy. You can just put your foot in the ground and just push your knee forward. So a couple things happen. If you feel some stiffness in the front of your ankle or tightness in the back, that means you're going to have to work on some different qualities to improve that. That's why I always suggest hire someone at first because they are going to be able to tell you and not waste time. That's one thing. We don't want to waste time. So like I said, we're going to do this for about 15 minutes. Nothing crazy. Things that you can do at home. And I don't know if you noticed, but my ankles, my left ankle has more mobility, my right ankle is stiffer. So they both kind of need the same thing, but one needs more than the other. All right, so that's all I'm going to do for my feet. All right, next I'm going to go into some windshield wipers. So here, I'm just going to go left to right. When I go here, I like to keep, if I'm to the right, I like to get that left knee in, working on some internal rotation, other knee higher. Okay, after that, I do that 5 each leg. And then I'm going to get some good full 90-90 rotations. You can keep your hands down at the start. After 5 each way, got to go no hands. Now we're really working on the movement of your hip because your hips are going to internally rotate and externally rotate. And those are all going to be important aspects of sprinting and jumping. and all that fun stuff. So notice that this right knee now is going to come up as this left knee follows. Same thing, left knee comes up as the right knee follows. All right, so you got 5 each way. Next, we're going to do a wall hip flexor mobility stretch. So here, I'm going to get my right ankle right by that wall, and I'm going to push. Again, still working on ankle, dorsal flexion. So I'm taking my left ankle with my right hand, pushing that left knee to touch the wall, because still working on some ankle mobility, and then I'm switching. Five each way. And this ankle moves so much better. Good, good, good. Beautiful. All right, next I got some Spider-Man lunges. So I'm here, elbow down, reach up, Spider-Man lunge with an instep reach, instep. Forearm, reach. I'm going to go 5 each side. Reach. 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 I got one more. And reach. Beautiful. Next, I have a single leg reach. So I'm going to balance on my left leg. I'm going to reach back. Waking up the hamstring, get some space. Go 5 each leg. And for you young athletes, I'll face you. For you young athletes, if you can't do this, well, that's highlighting some imbalances, not balancing well on one leg. Even you older athletes, if you can't balance on one leg, you're going to have issues when you're playing basketball. You're going to have a lot of issues when it comes to jumping, injury preventative issues. So all of these are ways working on strength, stability. Beautiful. All right, next we have a nice little hip circle to reverse lunge. So bringing that knee up, rotate around, coming back. Knee up, rotate around, knee back. And again, 5. So still working on some internal rotation to external rotation. And as you notice, you're balancing on one leg. A lot of things we forget. Your feet play a huge role. And you can do this barefoot. You don't have to do it barefoot. Up to you. About 6 minutes in. Beautiful. All right, next we're going to go to a nice little lateral lunge. So I'm going to pause, right knee, come back, pause, come back, pause. Five each way, and I'm going to the other side. And this is something you can do before every AAU game, even if you have 5 AAU games, something you can do for every workout, every practice, because we're going to target every aspect of movement. Beautiful. All right, let's put the shoes on. And one thing you got to remember, a lot of people will static stretch. Static stretching isn't the best before a workout because you're almost suffocating those muscles. You know, when you're playing sports, you're not in an isometric, you're not statically holding a position for 30, 45 seconds. And then when you static stretch, you're lengthening your muscle, and that's usually where we're going to see some issues when your muscle is so long and not stiff in the right areas. That's when you stop really hard and you keep going and you hurt yourself. So that's why static stretching can be good in the beginning, but then you want to go into some more dynamic movement, and that's what we're doing. You know, we're doing some more dynamic movement. All right, now we're going to do some movements with your hips to strengthen them. So we need a mini band. These mini bands are just $1. You can get them, you can get like a 5-pack or 8-pack for like $6, $7. So first when I'm going bridge march, 8. I'm gonna go 12, 6 each way, 11, 12. Beautiful. Now I'm gonna take, this is a green mini band. This is the second heaviest. This yellow one is a little more easier. So for young athletes, I suggest that. For older athletes, go to the middle one. Because when we do these, you want to make sure that your knee stays over the toe the whole time. And I'm going to go 10 right, 10 left. I'm going to go on the other side. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Good, now we're going to go forward, backwards. So I got 1, 2, 3, 4. And right now we're strengthening the glutes, getting your hip flexors warm. Same thing other side. 10 total. 9, 10. Good. And last one I like to do with the mini band that's going to help with jumping and sprinting. Put it underneath the foot, and then we're just going to and march. 5, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. And again, when we do these things, we're not trying to crush your muscles. We're trying to stimulate, trying to wake them up. So this stuff isn't designed to crush you. It's a low-level way of getting your body prepared. So here we're going to do some skip series, okay? This is great because, we got to get the heart rate up, we got to get some more blood flow, and we got to get the body moving in athletic fashion. So first one, I like to wake the ankles up. So we'll go tippy-toe walk, because again, we need those suckers to spring. So we'll go 10 forward, 10 backwards. Now we're strengthening those calves, becoming a lost art. Next, let's work on dorsiflexion. So heels off the ground, going to squat walk. Because the further I can get my knees forward with some stiffness will allow me to get lower, explode up quicker, and essentially I'll be able to produce more force into the ground. And if I can get off the ground really fast with some spring, that's going to be that athleticism we want. So 10 forward, 10 backwards. All right, now we got some A-skips. Basic movement that you need to be able to do if you're an athlete. You can do 10 total reps, do this for 5 yards. Next one, we got some lateral leg skips, same thing, 2, 3, 4, 9, 10. So that was about 5 yards, same thing going down. Once you feel good, try to pick it up a little bit. All right, now we're going to go karaoke with a high step. Get those hips going like we're going to jump. Same thing going back. Good. So now we're going to work on some hip openers. So we're going to do some forward backwards karaoke. So I'm going to turn fast, right over left, left over right, as fast as I can. Just get those hips up. Same thing going forward. Beautiful, good job. All right. So we're going to move on. Before we get this, we'll do some light jumping. So we got some pogos. All right, so notice heart rate's up, I'm breathing. So that means that in this 15-minute segment, you're getting a workout. You're working on conditioning. You're working on sprinting and jumping. All right, so medicine ball. $20, $35 on Amazon. This is from Rogue Fitness. You can go to Elite FTS, Titan Fitness, a lot of different places to grab a medicine ball. This is the slam ball, so a little soft. So here, I'm going to do a drop catch to a medicine ball vertical throw or underhand throw. So drop catch to a medicine ball underhand throw. So I'm here, as high as you can. And this is just potentiating my body to jump. Beautiful, here we go. Because if I can do this with heavy weight, well now when I don't have weight, I'll be a little bit better. Now I'm just gonna go 3 reps. Good, there's 3, nice. All right, last thing, we're gonna do some knee tuck jumps. Just 3, don't wanna crush the system. So here, good landing. All right, so that's what I do with my athletes before a workout, a training session, a basketball game, a practice, And now we're going to see how my vertical was. So remember before, my best was 25.5. That was my best. We'll see where I'm at right now. So right there I just did 28.7. And I'll show this, we did 28.7. And I'm going to do this one more time. 28.7. So 28.7 was my best. And so I started 25.5 was my vertical cold. And now what I notice is a lot of athletes, you jump into your AU practice, you jump into your camps, you jump into whatever you got going on the court, and you just start playing one-on-one, playing one, shooting threes. That means your body is not doing the things it needs to do in order to get ready for the basketball game or camp or whatever it might be. Okay, so this thing right here just showed in 15 minutes, I took my vertical from 25.5 and jumped up to 28.7. Now I did this yesterday for a camp, and I went from I had the energy of the camp, went from 29 to 32. So 3 inches I just helped myself. Now yes, I got 32 and I only got 28.5. That just shows, how my body just reacted. I was on my feet all day. I did a bunch of high level jumps, and my body didn't recover from it. So you saw the big difference when I may not have done what I needed to do. Okay, so that's what happens. Do that routine. Watch your vertical increase. This is good for all athletes, all ages. You may have to invest in $40, but it's worth it because it's going to help you stay injury-free, get a little bit stronger, get faster, get more explosive. But then it's also going to help you get ready for whatever you're doing on the court. So if you have a coach that's here to look at you and you're not prepared, they may leave by the time you finally are prepared. So again, you have to make sure that you're thinking about this. Failure to prepare is preparing to fail. So prepare your body to be the best that you can be on the court.